Hello everyone! This is Cards 344 again. It has been a long time. I have not done any convention videos for the last few years because I haven't been to a convention. I haven't been to a convention to go to. Uh, you know, Katsucon, Otakon, those are the local conventions, the ones I can really go to. And with COVID, I haven't been able to go the last couple of years. So this Otakon 2022, first convention since Otakon 2019. I'm sad to see a lot of the problems that were there before are still there and possibly have gotten a little bit worse because everything that happened with COVID these last few years, like people have not been able to go to conventions, like conventions were closed. So people were really anxious just to get out and about. And I should have expected this Otakon to be as crowded as it was, but I was not expecting it to be as crowded as it was. If you think you want to go try Otakon, you can get your badges mailed to you if you pre-reg early enough. Do that. Do that. I didn't decide to go to Otakon until about 2 weeks ago, so this was a last minute trip for me. I had another vacation plan that unfortunately didn't come to be, and I still had the week off and just happened to be Otakon week. So it's like, okay, well, I'll go to Otakon. That'll give me something to do for a few days. And I was in Baltimore for an Orioles game on Thursday, and I decided that, well, I'll just stop in DC and I'll get my badge on Thursday, so that way I can just walk in the door Friday. Usually, if I pick up my badge on Thursday, I'm usually in and out, and I showed up there late, figured, okay, well, I'll miss the rush. I didn't get there till like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, and there was still an hour wait. Now, granted, a lot of that was because of checkings, because you have to be for Otakon at the DC Convention Center. I don't know if this is still going to be effective for next year, but as of right now, you have to be fully vaccinated or show a negative test that you took within the last 3 days. You also have to wear masks at all times indoors. I'm fine with that. So coming in, I had to go through the bag check, show them my driver's license and my card showing that I was fully vaccinated. Now, you had to go through metal detectors. Now, granted, because my bag with my camera and all my other stuff in there, keys, like, I'm going to set off the metal detector. So, went to the side, did a quick bag check. We're done there and done. Got my badge, and my wristband. Now, they gave you these little paper wristbands. That's not going to survive the weekend. First bath, first shower you get, that thing's going to tear apart. I recommend do what I did. Scissors, and then the next day just get a piece of tape to tape it back on. That worked fine all weekend. Now, Saturday it was kind of falling apart a little bit. I went to one of the booths and they gave me a new one. Now, when I went in there Friday morning, I was able to walk right in. I was in the building in about 15 minutes because I had my badge, I had my wristband, and when you walked in the building, when you're going there to pick up your badge or going through registration, they checked your ID, your card, they did the bag check, you went through the metal detectors. If you already had your badge, they basically just charged you. I didn't have to do a bag check or go through metal detectors for the rest of the weekend. Which I think is funny because, like, well, what's stopping anyone from just, not having their bag on the first day and then having their bags with stuff in it the rest of the weekend? I feel for safety reasons, why? But as bad as the lines and stuff were, I'm fine with it. I heard the lines was like 3-4 hours long to get in on Friday, and it was much worse on Saturday. Saturday to get in the building Um, because by Saturday most people already had their badges. Like, I was able to walk right in on Friday. Saturday was about half hour, 45 minutes to get in the building, which isn't bad. I've gone through worse in Baltimore. But if you had to get your badge, yeah, that was like a 5-6 hour wait from what I'm hearing. Uh, I was told on Saturday that this was already the biggest Otakon there ever was for attendance, which surprised me because the thing is, the bad thing about Otakon being the time of year it is, at the end of July, it's after Anime Expo and it's before Comic Con. The big companies the big anime companies like Funimation, uh, Good Smile, Animeplex, Crunchyroll, um, Viz, they don't show up to Otakon anymore. Matter of fact, they didn't even have booths in the dealer's room. Pretty much Discotech, Dark Horse, um, a few Japanese guests, will show up. The writers behind my team comedy Snafu was there. You also had the one group. Their name just suddenly escapes me. They were premiering this new cyberpunk anime. What was their name? I can't believe I forgot their names all of a sudden. Forgive me for a second. Studio Trigger. So Studio Trigger, they had their showing for Cyberpunk. They had a panel there too. Now that was at 11:30 in the morning on Friday, while people were still trying to get in the building. I got in the building. I overslept, so I didn't get in the building till 11 o'clock. So I went to see the room and stuff they were at. Needless to say, looking at the line, there was no way I was going to be able to get in. At 11:30, there was still a line to get in, so I just decided. I skipped it. I kind of then just went to watch Rama 1/2. I haven't watched that in forever. And after the metro ride and everything, I just kind of wanted to sit down for a few minutes while waiting for the my team romantic comedy snafu panel to begin, which was a very fun panel. I really enjoyed that. I went to the writer for it was there, and he wrote the book. He also wrote the screenplays for the show as well. He also had the producer was there as well. He hates the writer because the writer was very, very demanding. I went to try and get their autograph later, but the autograph is in a small autograph. Their autograph section is in the small corner of the dealer's room. It is always a long, long, long line to get into the dealer's room. Now their autograph session was an hour after the panel, so I figured, well, the line's probably going to be pretty full, but let me try. I go down there. Surprise, surprise, the people lined up as soon as the dealer's room opened for that autograph session, and it was already full before the even lineup started. So basically, if an autograph session starts at 3, they allow people in the line for it at 2 o'clock. People start lining up for the pre-line at around noon. So basically everyone says, okay, the line's open. And you get a horde of people running into the line, and it's full. So I get there, and they tell me it's already full. Check back later. So I fear, well, I'm not going to get this autograph today. Worst case, I'll try tomorrow. So I get in line. I wander around the dealer's room for a little bit, doing some shopping. And I come back about 20-25 minutes after the autograph session was already supposed to have started. And just curious to see, well, maybe they moved the line quickly and I can still get these autographs. The guys didn't even show up. Now, I've done this before. their autograph session ends at 3 o'clock. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter if they don't show up till 2:45. It ends at 3 o'clock. I've been screwed before. So I've basically seen that the autograph situation is in the same case as it was before. I just gave up. It's like, I'm not even going to bother coming tomorrow because the autograph line situation is still a mess. They need to have some rooms, upstairs, some empty panel rooms or workshops that they could do autographs there. Doing it in the dealer's room, they don't have enough space, and the lining sections they have are so small. Because I mean, the lineup sections for autograph before, when it was at the Baltimore Convention Center, were big. There was plenty of room, and they basically had conference rooms and stuff for them to sign autographs and stuff. Just these little tables on the side and this little corner here for people to line up. I mean, if you want an autograph, you basically got to get there when the dealer room open and just wait all day. And I'm too old to do that crap anymore. So back to the dealer's room, because I did all my shopping on Friday. Because to be honest with you, I like going to Otakon for the industry panels. I like hearing what's going to be coming out soon. What do I have to look forward to? I like hearing the process of licensing anime. I like hearing going to panels and stuff for producers and voice actors, and there really wasn't a lot of that this year. So I pretty much just did my shopping. I went to the AMV contest. AMV contest never disappoints. There was never been a year where I didn't enjoy the AMV contest. Now they have it in a much smaller room, because before we had this huge auditorium for the AMV contest, which always filled up. Now it's a decent sized room, but it's not even a tenth of the size of what we had in Baltimore. When it comes to shopping now, since the industry guys don't show up anymore, it's a scalper's market right now. So if you're looking for something, you're going to be spending money out the ass. My figures I've imported through Tokyo Otakon mode. I've saw figures that I paid $164, and that's with shipping including, from Japan, being sold for $300 to $400. There were some more hard to find animes and figures I was going to try and find. I had no luck. I found one good. I found a Konkoli. Figma of, what was the name of the ship? Can't remember the name of the ship, but basically, I was one of the things looking for. I play a game called World of Warships, and I like getting the ship girls, off the ships. And I was able to find one of the ships that I actually own in the game. But there was, everything was just, everyone was basically selling the same thing for at such a high price. I went there with basically a budget of $1,000, and I didn't even spend half of that. Probably for the best. Saturday, I was determined to not go to the dealer's room. I tried to go there early. I did try to go there in the afternoon because I was hungry, and they have some booths and stuff with food in the back corner of the dealer's room. Overpriced food, but it wasn't bad food. It's like when you're hungry, hunger is the best spice, because the places to eat upstairs were, no good. So Saturday I got there late. I went to watch some random AMVs. I went to a panel called Manly Battleships Presents Game Show Impossible Brew, where basically they have contestants come up and they do a challenge on a classic NES game. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun, and it is amazing how much people struggled with old platformers like Castlevania and the original Super Mario Brothers. Of the dozen challengers up there, only 3 people actually won their challenge. I went to the Dark Horse Industry panel. I really enjoyed that panel. I could tell the guy that was there. He also is an editor for a lot of the mangas and comics, and he has a very big passion for anime and manga, and it just his energy. I liked, and I was there. I was very happy to ask him because I had one question for him. One of my earliest mangas I read was My Goddess. I never got around to actually collecting the manga though. And individual mangas right now are very hard to find, and you're going to pay out the ass. Now Dark Horse for a while started an omnibus series for it. They got up to 6 volumes and then stopped. Apparently it wasn't very profitable and they canceled it. And I asked him, do you think there's a chance that this will be started up? And he says there is a very good chance we're going to be starting this up. They're going back in certain mangas and stuff that have been out of print. They're talking about bringing them back, and reprinting the earlier mangas because they feel there's now maybe a newer market for it. Now, this ended at about 6:30, and to be honest with you, I was kind of done with Otakon at this point because this convention got so freaking crowded. So I found out on Sunday that apparently the numbers were over 40,000 attendance. They actually had police at the convention center on Saturday night monitoring the convention center because the fire code only allows for a max of 42,000 people, and they were getting ready to apparently shut it down. Every escalator in this building was down by Saturday night. They were trying to now the thing is, this convention center, there's 3 floors. You basically got the top floor where there's going to be 4 floors actually. You got the ballroom. Then you have a couple of panel rooms and the game room. Then you have panel rooms, and then you have the bottom floor where you have 5 floors actually. You have the floor to lead down to the bottom areas, which is going to be the dealer's room and the artist alley. The line were getting so intense to get into the dealer's room that they were trying to have people walk all the way around the 4th floor to get down these escalators to get down to the 3rd floor that could take you down to the 2nd floor. Those escalators broke, and they didn't let anyone go down there, so they led all these people, me including, into a dead end. Now, you're not supposed to use the elevators. That's for people with strollers and handicapped only. People didn't care. They used the elevators anyway. So if you were in an escalator or had a kid in a stroller, you were screwed. And it was just so hectic trying to get around. And rooms and stuff were filling up so quickly because this is a much bigger convention center than Baltimore, but not in the best way. They have more rooms, but all the rooms are smaller, so they have more things, but those things are going to get filled up even quicker than they were before. I just couldn't get into rooms. I mean, basically, the best thing I could do was go into a video room to chill out. Watch Rama, Pat Labor. Hell, I watched some Sailor Moon one night. They weren't premiering. I didn't see any big premieres other than the Cyberpunk one, and I couldn't even get into that room. I regret not going to the concert Friday night. That's one thing I really should have gone to. But I ended up going to the AMV contest instead. But I ended up, it was just too crowded for me. 40,000 people. That's just, the convention's gotten too big for me. For what there is to offer. Because most of the stuff that they had really wasn't interested in. I hate that, as I've been going to Otakon for, I think my first Otakon was back probably in 2006, 2007, maybe even earlier. I've been going there since college. I haven't been in college in about 14, 15 years. But for me personally, it's just not worth going to anymore. It's too big for me for what they have to offer. It kind of makes me sad. I left there on Saturday and I was just thinking, well, this was it. I left. I didn't go back Sunday because I didn't stay at the hotel there because it was just too expensive. You're in the middle of DC. Hotels are going to be paying out the ass. I ended up staying off the way at a cheaper hotel, and I just took the metro in every day. But that hour metro drive was just like I just went home. I kind of feel it kind of makes me sad because I have so many good memories of Otakon. But it's just time for me. Maybe I'll go back someday. But for now, Otakon, this is goodbye. But I don't think this is going to be goodbye for content for me. Because the energy, the atmosphere of Otakon I loved. How I enjoyed just sitting down in a chair and people watching. Sorry for the rambly video, by the way. But this is basically, I'm now more pumped for anime. I want to watch more anime. I want to go to another convention, though. I want to go to Katsucon. My goal is I'm going to go to Katsucon. This upcoming February. And the following year, I'm going to the convention I've been wanting to go to for years. Holiday Matsuri. It's the one right before Christmas down in Orlando, Florida. Because Christmas is my favorite time of the year. And I want to see Christmas cosplays. Because people dress up as Christmas versions of their favorite characters. Well, that's all for my video for now. Hopefully I'll have some new videos for anyone who likes to watch this channel in February. Till then, see you soon.